All right, now to the weather. Prepare for rain, possibly storms tomorrow as a cold front moves through the area. Kim Castro is tracking the system. Kim, we asked for cooler weather, but it's coming along with that rain.
Yeah, it really is. Right now, it's kind of the waiting game that we're looking at right now. So calm conditions temperature-wise, we're going to see some of that fog develop overnight. Some of those storms that you're talking about could bring the potential for severe activity by tomorrow morning. Behind the front, we're going to be breezy and we're going to be cooler. High temperature for tomorrow, 74 degrees, is going to be felt in the early part of the day. Behind that front, we're going to see a sharp temperature drop. We'll be more in line with where we should be for this time of year. Here's a look at FUTURETRACK. So calm evening tonight, cloud cover building in. Some of that will show itself in the form of fog. Patchy, less dense than what we've been seeing the last couple of early mornings. We'll see some scattered showers by 3:30 overnight. We'll see that push towards the coast right around 7. That's ahead of the big front that's pushing in right around the lunch hour. So our northern counties should start seeing that wet weather at around 10 and 11 o'clock in the morning. Houston metro area right around noon. Some pockets of those cells have the potential to be severe like we talked about. Now moving offshore right around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So some of these will linger for a little while and we could see some accumulation of some heavier precip. Right now, cold air is to the north, that jet stream dividing us with some warm air. Now it's once we see that dip in the jet stream, when that front pushes through, that we're going to see some interesting unsettled weather. So there's the front right there, noon, like we talked about, when those showers push through. Now the reason this is unsettled weather is because the cold air aloft, it's going to act counterintuitively with the warm air at the surface, and I'll talk about that in a moment. But the reason why the Storm Prediction Center has us under a marginal risk for some severe weather is because we have all of that moisture that we've been pumping in from the Gulf the last couple of days, and temperatures have been unseasonably warm too. So this is going to be for eastern counties mainly. So Liberty, San Jacinto, Polk, even parts of Eastern Harris and Montgomery County, Walker County, and parts of Chambers too. So eastern edges of the counties will be under this marginal risk for some severe weather. Now the bulk of the severe weather will stay in what's known as the Dixie Alley. So Arkansas, Mississippi, Tennessee, they have the biggest threat to see tornadic activity, although we're not out of the woods just yet either. So the three ingredients for severe weather: moisture, we know we've had plenty of it this week. Next ingredient, a lifting mechanism, which will be the front in order to scoop up all of that moisture. Third ingredient is instability. What I mean by that is a big discrepancy between temperatures at the surface and temperatures aloft. Warm air rises, especially when it's moist air. It cools less slowly, so it's allowed to lift even further. Damaging winds, that's the number one threat with this severe weather for tomorrow. We've got periods of heavy downpours potentially, and can't rule out the possibility for some isolated tornadoes. An EF0 tornado packs wind speed at 65 to 85 miles an hour. Right now on Futurecast wind speeds, we start off the morning right around 10 to 15 miles an hour, but look at how that front pushes through, really heightening up those wind speeds. 25 miles an hour in Conroe, 33 in Cleveland. Everybody is seeing the 20s by the time that front passes through, right at 1:30 in the afternoon. Now once that pushes away, it'll be around 5:30 when we start to scale back into the teens. What are we looking at in terms of moisture potential? So right now we're forecasting the severe weather to the east, and these areas in blue and in purple indicate rainfall totals at 1 to 2 inches, maybe even some areas of 3 inches. Now it just takes a little shift for some of our areas to get that heavy downpour potential. But for right now, we're forecasting right around ½ an inch for most spots. A couple spots will push into the 1 inch territory, but for the most part, the bulk of the moisture staying to the east. 7-day forecast for you. Yep, we'll see that high very early in the morning. In the afternoon, we'll be in the 60s. We're going to stay in the 60s through Tuesday. Moisture lingers behind this front. In fact, we'll have a warm front pushing through, so shower chances stay with us through Wednesday. We're drying up for Thursday, Friday. The next front is scheduled for Saturday. Behind this front for Sunday, long-range models show us that we could be in the 50s. So big changes headed our way. You want to stay with the forecast.
All right, Kim Castro, big changes. This first part of the week going to be interesting.